Hello, and welcome to Yoga with Yo Gabriella. My goal is to enhance the quality of your experiences and your energy so that you can embody your essence, to understand the language of your body, and to realign the posture of your heart so you can fully indulge with the richness of life. So, whether you're new or you're coming back, I'm so blessed to have you part of this tribe, to share this experience with you, and I'm truly honored that you're here. So, whenever you're ready, grab your mat and let's get started. So, as we get started here, I want you guys to start to close your eyes if that feels comfortable and safe for you. We're going to tune in towards the body. Start to witness where you're feeling any sense of stickiness or tension in the body. Maybe start with your feet, your ankles. And it's not coming from a place of judgment or feeling like you need to do something about it. It's just observing, just acknowledging what's going on in your feet, your legs, maybe your knees, your thighs, your hips. Maybe you bring attention to your belly. Is there any tension that you're holding in your stomach? Maybe you notice tension in your chest, your shoulders. Maybe as you start to bring awareness here, you can start to relax. What do you feel in your jaw, your neck, your tongue? Is it all clenched? Or do you have the ability to soften? What about the space between your eyebrows, your forehead, the top of your head, your scalp? How's your emotional body, your state of mind, your state of being today? How are you feeling? Do you feel liberated? Do you feel congruent? Do you feel chaotic? Do you feel overwhelmed? Do you feel numb, neutral? And then without changing, just observing, I want you to notice your breath. Is it fast? Is it slow? Is it shallow? Is it deep? What is your breath telling you today? Now we're going to take 3 deep cleansing breaths together. So what this is, it's going to be a deep breath in from the nose, a hold at the top, and then an exhale out the mouth. It can be a sigh, it can be an audible exhale, whatever feels comfortable for you. So whenever you're ready, go ahead, take a deep breath in from the nose, hold at the top, and sigh it out. Take another deep breath in. Hold it and release. Go ahead, take another deep breath in. Maybe this time you make an audible exhale and let it go. Notice how your body is feeling. If your body is craving another deep breath, go ahead, give your body another breath. Notice the power of your breath, how it anchors you in, changes the state of mind, connects you to your body, kind of revitalizes your body, doesn't it? I'm going to introduce a breath. It's called the Nadi Sodahana, which is also known as alternate nostril breath. So what this is you can really, it's basically using your thumb and your ring finger, but you can use any finger that feels comfortable for you. I typically use my left hand. We're gonna bring the thumb on the left nostril and the ring finger on the right. You're gonna take a deep breath in from the nose. We're gonna take an exhale together. And then we're gonna breathe in from the left nostril, so you release the thumb. You're gonna pinch the left nostril and exhale the right. Then you're gonna inhale the right, pinch the right nostril, and exhale the left. So whenever you're ready, let's take a deep breath in together. Exhale out. Then breathing through the nose, we're going to pinch the right nostril, inhale the left, pinch the left nostril, and exhale the right. Inhale the right, pinch the nostril, and exhale the left. Inhale left, pinch the nostril, and exhale right. Inhale right, pinch the nostril, and exhale left. I want you guys to continue doing this at your own pace, alternating nostrils. I'll let you know when you can release. But just giving you some insight of the benefits of this breath and how it balances both sides, both hemispheres of the brain. It helps regulate and control the blood pressure, the nervous system, calms you down. And I know that maybe one nostril is harder to breathe out of than the other, and maybe it feels like you can't actually breathe fully. But this is when we start to control our body, regulate that nervous system, and it only comes with practice. And today I want to talk about God's plan for you. Because oftentimes we get lost and sidetracked thinking that someone else's plan is our plans and we try to compare ourselves. And mostly, if we knew God's entirety and his plan for us, we wouldn't do it. Because it takes a lot of courage. I mean, I don't know about you, but sometimes it's even scary just taking that one step without knowing what's the outcome. You can go ahead, relax your hands down. Just witness the effects in your body. And today I want to ask you to become curious of what God's plan is for you in this moment of time. And just notice what happens when you leave this class, the confirmations that come just to take that next step. You don't have to know his whole plan, but maybe you just ask, what is that next step? Whenever you're ready, take another deep breath in from your nose. And exhale out. Slowly, you can start to bring your knees in towards your chest. You can rock from side to side. You can hold here for a moment, starting to make some movement into the body. And then whenever you're ready, bring the knees together and drop them over towards the left. Your hands can open up into a T position. You'll feel a good twist in the spine. If you want to place a pillow underneath your knees or in between your knees, you can always do that. But see if you can relax both shoulders. See if you can start to bring softness into the body. Do you give yourself permission to be tender with yourself? We're going to do a little bit of shoulder mobility and movement. So keeping our hands open into a T position. So in line with our shoulder, we're going to start to make really big circles with the right hand. So we're going to drag the right hand up and over the body and then bring it to meet our left hand and then slide down against our knees and then back open towards the right. Bringing it back up overhead, reaching for the left side, dragging down towards your knees. And open your body back up. We're going to do a few more of these. Notice the sensations in your shoulders and your spine. And again, asking your body what it needs to modify to feel comfortable. Maybe your range of motion is a lot smaller, and that's okay as well. Maybe you go really slow. Maybe you're just exploring your body. And then whenever you're ready, go the opposite way. Notice the utilization of the muscles in the back towards the spine. Maybe you notice your head rocking from side to side. Maybe you notice even a stretch in your chest. Go ahead, take one more cycle. Then we're going to open our arms back into that T position. Hold here and see if you can notice any openness in the shoulders. A little bit more openness in the spine. Can you breathe fully through your belly? Take one more deep breath in and exhale out. Slowly, we're going to bring our knees back up towards center. Keeping our hands open in that T position. Just give your body a moment to readjust itself. The spine can neutralize. And whenever it feels comfortable in your body, you can go ahead, drop your knees over towards the right. See if you can move it slowly with control. Maybe you hear some snap, crackle, pops in the spine, which is always great news as long as it's comfortable. Just means our spine is readjusting itself. You can gaze over your left towards your left or towards your right, whatever feels comfortable in your neck. We're going to be here for 2 deep breaths until we start to incorporate circular motions in our shoulder. On your final breath, go ahead, start to draw that left hand up over the head and reaching it over towards the right side. And then gliding your left hand down towards your knees and opening your left hand back up. Creating these circular movements as large or as small as your body is requesting from you. And notice your breath. Does your breath stop in a certain area? Can you breathe as you create movement in the body? What I like to say is pretend like you're in water or you're moving through honey where there's some intentionality behind the rotation of your shoulder. You'll start to feel the little intrinsic muscles starting to activate by using this concept of imagination. And then go the opposite way. If your breath is shallow or you find it challenging to breathe through the movement, I want you to ask yourself if you feel a sense of discomfort with change. Are you able to move and flow through change, or do you tense up and run away from it? Your body will tell you. Go ahead, take one more. And then you can open that hand up out towards the side and just allow the body to rest here for a couple breaths. Slowly, you can bring your knees back up towards center. Allow the spine to readjust. You can modify the body in whichever way. We're going to start to come into the hips a little bit. So we're going to cross the right ankle over the left knee, creating a figure 4. Take a moment, allow your spine to adjust your hips, making sure that we're not lifting our hips off the floor or the mat, but we can gently press the lower back into the mat. You can gently press the right knee away from you. If this bothers your knee, you can flex your right toes. Or maybe just don't press your right knee as far out. Once your body has gotten comfortable and felt invited into this space, you can gently start to bring your knees over towards the left. So the sole of the right foot is on the mat or on the ground, and your right knee points up towards the ceiling. Should feel a good stretch on the outside of that right hip. And if you want to place your right foot on the pillow, you can. Again, seeing what ways that your body wants to feel, or how does your body want to be modified to feel safe in this pose? If you need support, you can always use props. Sometimes the fear of change causes us to hinder our growth. God bless you. It actually sets us back more than the uncomfortability of facing the unknown. It requires a lot of faith to change. And that's just the very gift of life is everything is temporary, which means that we get so much to explore and to evolve. And there's always seasons in life. Take a deep breath in and exhale out. Slowly, you can start to bring your knees back up towards center, keeping the right foot crossed over the left knee. We're going to bring our legs over towards the right, or bending our knees, sending our knees over towards the right. So now we're getting an internal rotation of that left hip. So the knee is going inwards, and the pressure of our right foot is supporting that. So I don't know about you guys, but when change is starting to come into my life, and there's these opportunities or there's these signs telling me which way to go, there's a lot of fear that comes up. And then I question, is this fear that is meant for me, or is this fear saying not to do it? But if you're meant to do this next step, God will always confirm it. So maybe you take the time, 2 minutes, to really ask God to confirm in a way that you'll be able to understand. So, for example, I, if I can be vulnerable, I'm about to quit another job that I'm at. My body at the end of the day is restricted and it's tense, and my body is rejecting that space. So I asked God to confirm it for me, to make an obvious sign. So the next day I go to work, and my coworker, little does she know, we're at a morning huddle, and she says a joke that she just heard from this comedian saying, if you want to quit your job, just quit your job. How's that as an obvious sign? Slowly, you can bring your knees back up towards center. You can release the cross. You can shake out the legs in any way that feels comfortable for you. And then, whenever you're ready, we're going to bring the left foot over the right knee. Take a moment, allow the hips to settle in. If this bothers your knee, you can gently flex the left toes. Once your body feels soft and inviting, you can go ahead and send your legs over towards the right. So the sole of the left foot is on the mat and the left knee is pointed up towards the ceiling. Notice your shoulders, if they tense up, or can you relax them? Can you unhinge your jaw? So there's more to the story. I received probably 6 other signs of confirmation that day, but the moral of it is that I don't know what's lined up for me after I leave that job. But sometimes we have to let go of things. We have to create space for new opportunities to come in. So ask yourself, what is something that is taking up space that's preventing you from receiving change in your life? Maybe it's something that you're avoiding confrontation. Maybe it's somewhere that you need courage. Where is it that you need courage? What's occupying your time and your space that no longer serves you anymore? This season is fizzling out. Take one more deep breath in and exhale out. Slowly, you can start to bring your knees back up towards center. And then gently send your knees over towards the left. So the left foot is on top of the right knee, internally rotating the right leg. Be gentle with your body. Meet your body's needs. It's not about what the pose looks like, it's about what the pose feels like. Imagine if you operated your life based on your feelings, what brought you joy and excitement, the feeling of liberation and weightlessness. Excitement. If we all got to operate on this modality, we wouldn't just be contributing to the ecosystem, which you're a part of, but you being you contributes to the ecosystem, and we need you to be, not to do, and not to listen to anybody else. And I say that as the version of my coworker who said that joke that morning. She was just being her. And little did she know that she was a huge confirmation for me. So, how do you show up? And maybe you don't even realize that you being you is a huge contribution and a huge confirmation for those around you. What if that brought a little bit of ease and peace into your life that you don't have to be anybody else besides you? And maybe that was God's initial plan for you in the beginning. Take a deep breath in and let it go. Take one more deep breath in and exhale out. Slowly, you can start to bring your knees back up towards center. You can release the cross. You can make any movements with the knees, the legs that feel comfortable for you. And then we're gently going to roll over onto either side of your body and gently make your way up to come into a cross-legged seated position. I'm going to warm up the spine a little bit. So from here, we're going to inhale our hands up overhead. Interlace the hands behind the back. And on our inhale, we're going to open the elbows nice and wide. Chest is up. And on our exhale, we're slowly going to round the back, bringing our elbows towards our knees. Inhale, rolling your way up, expanding the chest. If you need or want to sit on a pillow, you can. And exhale. Inhale back up. And exhale down. So you can make your way back up. Release your hands, and we're going to roll over to come onto our hands and knees. We're going to come into a child's pose. So we're going to bring our toes together. Our knees are going to open up nice and wide. The toes are unflexed, or you can flex them if you want a toe stretch. And then go ahead, sit your hips onto your heels. You're reaching out your hands in front of you, and your chest, your head comes down towards the mat. If you want to put the pillow underneath your head, underneath your knees, or on the back of your knees, you can always place a pillow there. But just feel the concavity of your spine, the roundness of your spine. Stretching those back, the posterior chain. Just allowing your body to soften here. If you're ever in a place of fear for your next steps, can you reflect on a previous experience that took a lot of courage for you to do? I know you've done it once before. So that means you have courage in you already. Energy flows where attention goes. So can you focus on the courage versus the fear? Take a deep breath in. And exhale out. I think a really big thing or concept why we don't know our whole entire plan is just because it creates space for newness, for spontaneousness, the ability to flow and be flexible and pivot because things change. How many of you have had a plan before, but it never turned out to work out that way? But we all have the ability to pivot. Sometimes our trajectory changes based on the choices that we make, and that's okay too. Take one more deep breath in and exhale out. So you're going to lift the head up. We're just going to walk our hands over towards the right corner of our mat. Maybe it comes off the mat. That's okay as well. See if you can keep that left sit bone rooted down on your heel. If you want to cross your left hand over the right, you can. But you should feel a good stretch on the left side of the body. See if you can expand your breath or find the boundary of your breath and see if maybe you can expand it just a millimeter more.
There's a difference between the ledge and the edge. The ledge expands you. The edge throws you off. The cool thing is that your God is graceful, merciful. And the best of all is he's miraculous. So he can make anything come from ashes, a garden from ashes. And there's no time in God's book. So it can happen all of a sudden. Change can happen all of a sudden. Take a deep breath in and sigh it out. So that you can lift your head up. Start to walk your hands over towards the left side of the mat. Notice the difference of the sensual textures that you feel in your body from the left to the right side. The expansion, or maybe you feel a little bit more tension. But see if you can utilize your breath as a tool to release that tension, to soften the tension. Take one more deep breath in and exhale. So you can lift your head up and walk your hands back towards center. And gently, with control, lifting yourself up to come into a tabletop position. Coming into some of our final stretches. We're going to bring our knees over towards the right corner of the mat, or the right side of the mat. Knees are together. We're going to drop our hips down towards the left. You might feel a stretch here. And when your body invites you, you can start to bring your chest down towards the mat. You can bring your left ear or your right, depends what feels comfortable in your spine. And then you can open up your hands into a T position, or you can bring them up over your head. You can utilize the pillow underneath your chest, underneath your knees, underneath your hips for support. And if you want to just stay up here on your forearms, you can do that as well, if it's too much of a twist for you. If you want to place a pillow underneath your head, you can always place that pillow underneath your head. We want to make sure that the body can feel comfortable and safe to relax, or it can melt away. Do you notice yourself focusing on what's not working out for you? And can you pivot that thought to something that is working out for you? And it can be the smallest thing. Maybe it's your routine by walking your dog. Maybe it's your sleep. Maybe it's just your ability to get up and get through the day. Take one more deep breath in. side out. So you can bring your hands back underneath your shoulders. Gently press yourself back up. Be gentle with your spine, with your body. You can bring your knees back up. Make any movement that feels good for you. And then when your body feels ready, you can go ahead, bring your knees over towards the left side of the mat. Your knees are together. Gently bring your knees or your hips over towards the right. And if your body feels comfortable here, you can start to come onto your forearms, maybe even your chest. And you can open your arms into whatever way feels comfortable. Maybe you bend them at the top of your head and you rest your head over your arms like a pillow. Maybe you utilize the pillow for support on this side versus the other. How is this a reflection for you in your day-to-day life for asking for support? How is it to your relationship with your body? Can you honor your body with humility? Can you bring grace and compassion to where your body is at? Maybe even your mind. Can you breathe fully here? Take a deep breath in and let it go. Slowly, you can bring your hands back underneath your shoulders. And this time, we're just going to roll over onto our backs. You can move your body in any which way. Make any movement that feels good for the body before we come into our final resting pose. When your body feels relaxed, you can go ahead, extend your legs all the way out in front of you. Your hands can come out towards your hips or out open towards the side if you want to take up your space. You can place your hands wherever it feels comfortable. Gently relax the jaw. Relax the eyes. Just enjoy this moment of stillness. I hope that you find the confidence that will make you run straight at fear, not away from it. That you acknowledge the spirit of power, love, and a sound mind. That you realize that the only way to grow is to face that fear. May you remember that nothing miraculous can happen in your comfort zone. May your faith and confidence in your God increase to help face the unsettling circumstances, to find and to have those courageous conversations, to make those hard decisions, and to bring light and go to those scary places. May your God go with you, lead you. May you find your love for your God again.
Go ahead, start to take a deep breath in from the nose and exhale out. Slowly, you can start to wiggle your fingers, your toes, starting to make any movement that feels inviting to the body. Maybe take a deep stretch. And slowly and gently, as your body allows, you can roll on over to either side and make your way up to a cross-legged seated position. Take a moment to just rest your eyes, be in this moment, notice the changes, and mostly coming back to this faith, trusting in God's plan for you. You can start to bring your hands in prayer pose in front of your heart, acknowledging your journey. Get excited, reclaim your faith, trust the process. May you stand in your light and cherish it. Malama Pono. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Until next time. I'm truly so grateful to have shared this experience with you. If you are looking to continue feeling expansive, experiencing salvation with a rich quality of life, then please support by subscribing and